Hey guys, Too Legit City here, and today we're going to be going over some Oni basics, and we're going to be talking about movement and how movement works in this game. Now, you guys may not be familiar with what movement is. I'm talking about just simple movement over here. Brainless Society is going to be our main culprit for the movement examples. So, we're going to be moving Brainless, and he's going to basically navigate his way over here. Now, as he's walking on the tiles, he's going through movement. As you guys may be familiar with, if you guys go into the bio tab, or the skills tab, I'm sorry, there's a skill called athletics. The athletics increases run speed, appropriate to its level, with other modifiers. As you can see, he has suit training, but he's also penalized by wearing the suit. So all in all, his total athleticism, although he's at 20 skill, he's having a +2 -6, so that's a net -4, leaving him at 16. That increases his movement speed by 160%. Now, of course, that means that while he's running on the tile, he moves fast. And of course, if you guys didn't know, running on the tiles also has another modifier for movement. Clicking on the tiles, you're going to see a run speed modifier. Now, this run speed modifier, though, is not multiplicative, it is additive. What that means is that although he's already at a 160% movement speed bonus, you don't get a 25% more, you get 25% added. So it wouldn't be at 200%, it would be at 185. So, that being said, the run speed bonuses are added on top of each other to get a final percentage. That is probably going to influence the base movement speed of each duplicate, which factors into all of the movement. Now, there's a lot of things, though, about movement that people don't understand. And one of the things that people don't understand about movement is jumping. Anytime you're climbing, anytime you're jumping, there is actually something very weird going on. As you can see right here, Brainless is going to jump over the gap. Now, the thing is that when you jump over a gap, you're not actually running across or moving. You actually walk up to the ledge, stand still, and then there's an animation that teleports you to this tile. There is a list of movement tiles and how things work, but all in all, you're teleporting across. Now, while you're teleporting across, though, you actually don't have your athleticism actually increase that speed. Now, does that really matter? It actually does. In the grand scheme of things, this is actually going to influence how you plan and lay out your design because of how movement works horizontally and vertically, but climbing and jumping actually does not get influenced by athleticism. You don't want to have unnecessary angles where you're climbing up a block and then walking and climbing up again. You want to have a lot of straight platforms. Now, to showcase what I'm talking about as a proof of concept, we have right here a standing liquid lock. Brainless over here, you could see, has popped eardrums, but he does not have the sopping wet debuff. We are going to take off his suit, and we're going to have him jump across. Now, Brainless over here will keep the tab open, and as he jumps, actually does not get wet. He jumped over and back, and does not get the sopping wet debuff. That's because when you're jumping across a tile, you're teleporting, which means you do not interact with anything in the middle tile. So, that's the proof of concept for that. Now, for the other things, I mentioned the straight horizontal platforms for running across. What you want to avoid is something like this. Every time you climb up a tile, that's a fixed animation, just like teleporting. So that means this is not affected by your athleticism. Now, that means if you have a base that's not square-shaped, and maybe you want to build a round-shaped base, if you have a lot of corners like this, or you're using this as a staircase, understand that you're having your duplicates move at base 0% speed, where you're not having any of your bonus run speed on your athleticism affecting that. So your best case is to avoid the crooked lines like this, and you want to have straight shot platforms. Another thing to talk about when talking about movement is the fire pole. If you guys didn't know, climbing up a fire pole makes you move up at a minus 75% of your run speed, but when you're moving down the fire pole, you're actually moving at a fixed speed, meaning that sliding down, your athleticism does not actually affect. You're always going to move down at the same speed, regardless of if you have 0, negative, or plus 20 athleticism. But that's only when you're moving down. If you're actually going to climb up the fire pole, your athleticism will matter. Of course, when it comes to ladders, athleticism does matter, and if you do get the plastic ladder, it gives you a run speed bonus of 20%, and that is a vertical run speed. Doesn't really make sense, but it works the same way as if you were running across the tile space. But that is movement basics for the oxygen not included. Hopefully that helped you guys out with how the duplicates will travel, move to places. Keep that in mind when their animations climbing up and down to minimalize on those things if you guys can, as those things will slow you down and put the curse of long commutes on you. Maybe this is for life, who knows? But I do know that a lot of people will have this problem. But of course, guys, if you guys have any questions about this, leave a comment down below. And of course, hope you guys like and subscribe. Thank you, guys.